Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Weekly Collective. My name is Nicholas Ashbaugh. It's good to see you. Hopefully you are all doing well. Apollo's right behind me. There's another dog in the background. That's my cousin's dog. So if you hear that animated bark, it's just some energetic joy in the house here. So really great to see all of you. If you've never been here before, the way that this works is basically we're going to tune into the energy for the week ahead. Everybody chose a special topic this week, and it was embracing the star, realigning to the soul's path. So this is kind of like a GPS reading when we get into that topic, where we can take a look at how we're aligning to what we came to this planet to do, and where there's some distractions or some areas of improvement or opportunity, etc. So it's good to see all of you again. Let's get into the channel messages. So as I was focusing today on what I wanted to talk about for you, I kept seeing the image of a rabbit come through, which is quite good. It is a sign of abundance. It is a sign of fertility, creativity, but it's a little skittish. Whenever I see something like a deer, a rabbit, something that is easily scared, that's one thing that I wanted to highlight there. So as we're kind of stepping into the second month, happy February, by the way, of this new year, it feels like one of the opportunities right now is to release fear, or at least see where our triggers are, so that it doesn't hold us back from being able to accomplish our goals. So I'll be taking a look at that, where the sort of fear, anxiety, or skittishness may show up when we're starting to look at the 7-day forecast and, of course, the special topic. The other thing is to feed yourself. Like rabbits eat a lot, right? So feed yourself intellectually. Surround yourself with love and relationships and environments that nourish you. There is so much focus on sometimes accomplishing. We're going to get you on the path, but part of it is taking care of yourself. So instead of just focusing on accomplishing all the goals, or making money, or getting approval, we also need to feel that you are nourished, mind, body, and spirit. So I feel like as we look at the reading today, let's make sure that there's no deficiencies in those areas, because it happens to me as well. Sometimes you just get so used to working that you don't slow down. And that's one of the best things about actually having to get out of LA for a little bit. I've so enjoyed spending some time with family and changing up the scenery a bit. So I highly recommend like an 8 of Cups moment where you step away to get clarity. It very much helps. So let me just create some space here on the table, and then we're going to get into the 7-day forecast, giving us some granular view into the week ahead. Okay, let's see here. I think we'll go with this. Okay. Close your eyes if you will. Let go of any sort of preconceived notions that you might be holding on to. Imagine that you're watching the setting sun, and there's beautiful orange, yellow, purple sort of colors in the sky, and some of those rays reach out, wrap around your body, and create this sense of connection to source. Keep that connection as we begin the reading. Just get everything arranged here. All right. All right, enough with the reversals. All right, I'm just going to read most of these as like there's some hesitation this week. I'm going to try to help you get through it. And that's kind of what I was picking up on with the rabbit. So we won't focus so much on maybe why there's a reversal, but I'm going to try to help you accomplish the upright. When there's this many, I tend to not worry about it so much. So I just see that there's an overarching trend. Let's start with this Sunday. Don't overthink. So an Ace of Wands in the upright position is kind of like a light bulb moment, right? Where there is this call to action, where there's the kind of like a realization, that's what I want. It can be just a moment of clarity. And sometimes it happens when you wake up, or when you're dreaming, or just this out of nowhere idea. And rather than dismiss it, which is what happens when this card is reversed, let's embrace it and let's see what if. And she's kind of going into the Ace of Wands here and researching it a little bit, talking, thinking, dreaming. So today is a great day for all of those things, the talking, the dreaming, the thinking. And you don't necessarily have to take the action today. Just sit with the possibility. And I think that's the strongest thing that I could say for that. Now, if there is something where the passion is lacking, because in the upright position, very passionate, very engaged. In the reversed position, feeling a little bit lackluster, like, why am I doing this? That's okay. Having that question, having that realization is part of the key to figuring out what's next. Knowing what you don't want helps you figure out what you want, okay? And today it feels like this is all about the realignment. We're not even in the special topic, but it's already here. So you're trying to figure out, what do I want? That's kind of the question that you can exercise with today mentally. All right, starting off the work week. Anything is possible. Monday comes through with the Magician. The Magician is in reverse. A reverse magician has to be more discerning, has to be a little bit more picky, right? So this is an opportunity for you to decide, if I do this, if I put my time and energy into this, at the end of the day, is it worth it? Do I feel a sense of, again, it's the passion as well on this one. But the discernment is also about not trying to be everyone or everything to everyone, and not trying to be everywhere at once. So really knowing, like, this is where I can make an impact, this is what I stand for, this is me. So that will also help you with the alignment. There could be some difficulty in getting started. That's what I'm kind of seeing here, is like turning the keys to the ignition. So if you feel that it is difficult to turn the keys to your ignition, maybe it's just a matter of figuring out why you're in we'll use the metaphor of the car. If you're in the car, you have to think, where am I going? And why am I doing this? So there's it's a lot of like goal setting, I feel, is another part of this too. So making sure that you're clear on what the goal is. And if you don't have that clarity, let's say you're at school or you're working somewhere and someone hasn't kind of mapped it out, ask. Now, the most positive thing with this is anything that comes your way, you can figure it out. The Magician is a jack of all trades. So if there's something where maybe you don't have as much experience and you're a little bit nervous, can I do it? Yes, you can do it, okay? So we'll just get past that insecurity. Moving on to Tuesday. Reorganizing, finding some order in chaos. We have Hierophant in reverse. So upright Hierophant, typically very structured. Normally you would see a papal figure, 2 disciples, 2 keys, and it's all about following the rules. Sometimes the rules need to be broken, but there is kind of like that old adage, you have to know them and follow them first, and then you can break them. So you might need to show someone, this is especially true for those of you that have a traditional job, you may have to show them, I tried this, it isn't working. Could we try this, or have you considered this? That way you're showing respect for the process while also trying to change it. So there's that kind of rebellious yet adherent to rules sort of energy, if you know what I'm talking about. And then also, if something has gotten too comfortable or too stagnant, this is also a reminder to you to occasionally think outside of the box and allow yourself to try new things, okay? Because we can get stagnant, and just because it's always worked doesn't mean it will always work in the future. It's good to try new things. Just like food, you never know until you try. Okay, I was mentioning that a little bit of time and distance can help you with your clarity. So here's your 8 of Cups, and if I turn it up right, you can see it. So she's just taking a step back, this ladybug, from whatever it is that she's doing. And typically with the 8 of Cups, there's always space to return. You see 8 cups, but there's almost room for a 9th right there, which is your dream realization. So if you can get some space, and I forgot to put the marker up, we're looking at Wednesday. If you need to make a decision, some space can help you with the clarification of that. And again, because I've been doing this for a decade, I hadn't taken a trip in about a decade. Isn't that crazy? Just a couple of small, in-state trips, but now I'm kind of like, well, let's get out for a little bit. It really helps you reset and see things from a different perspective, and figure out, does this fit? Does this person, does this place, does whatever it is that you're trying to decide on? Because you have to remove yourself from the stress and from the comfort and from the structure. So the 8 of Cups isn't quitting, it's perspective. And it isn't leaving, it's getting sort of like a bird's eye view so you can come back and figure out if you're going to stay, how you're going to stay, and if you're going to go, what you're going to do. So really, really powerful day to do that. There's a second chance sort of energy with 8 of Cups. So if there's something that you never had a chance to finish before, you can do it on Wednesday. and you may want to make or break a cycle, okay? Doors will remain open though. If you do, let's say you need to step away from someone or a job or something like that, if done correctly, the door can stay open, the relationship, the opportunity can still sort of be there in the future if you need it, okay? All right, let's look at Thursday. All right, patience. The Hanged Man always represents a necessary pause. It's not necessarily what you want, but it is necessary. And as you stick with that, we can see something that's unveiling here as that zipper comes down there. So typically this is just about looking at something also from a different angle. So if there's someone that comes to you with a complaint, you're trying to be empathic and see it from their point of view. If there's someone in your life where you're just feeling rushed or whatever, this is a reminder also that you don't have to do anything that you're not ready to do. Slow, steady, calm. And you're exactly where you need to be on Thursday, even if you wish you were somewhere else. So pause for a second and look around and think, what have I not learned, or what do I need to get out of this? Let it go. That way you don't have to come back and repeat it, right? Okay, we're now on Friday, and the energy of Friday is pretty good, actually. So it's encouraging you to take a break and plan and daydream. So the Two of Wands energy is about, really this whole reading today could be the Two of Wands. It's, here's where I am, there's where I want to go. Is there anything between these 2 points that I need to kind of like map out? Is there something else even completely off the radar that I haven't had a chance to look at? Dreaming, planning, and envisioning. And for some of you, you're saying, I'm too busy, Nicholas. And I'm saying, no, you have to take a moment, even if it's at the beginning or the end of the day, because that is what learning is. We are taught things and then we have to review them. That's like a test, right? So you just need a chance to review, and then the creative part of you can start to kick in and come up with your own conclusions as well, all right? So slow down a little bit again on Friday, and this time have some fun with the what if. What if I tried this? How about this? Wouldn't it be cool if ... fill in the blanks. So get into the really kind of imaginative zone. And again, it can be the end of the day, because I know many of you would work on a Friday. So the end of the work day, give yourself some time to plan, okay? That's what the whole globe signifies. Do any of you remember as a kid when you would spin the globe? I mean, I don't even know if they have them in schools anymore, but it was kind of like we would spin it in geography class and then learn about a certain place. Or if you wanted to travel or take a trip somewhere, that would be like the beginning stage of that. Like, where do we want to go? So I feel like just exploring the possibilities is definitely important. Looking at the weekend, next Saturday. Okay, this is putting it onto paper. She's painting on this particular Eight of Pentacles. So when was the last time you put together an itinerary, a journal, sketched something out? It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be sort of like recorded. The universe kind of wants you to somehow put it into an action plan that you can later come back and check with. It's a great card for learning, for reading, for the fine print if you're trying to get things finished up. And it's very much like rolling up your sleeves and working. So don't be afraid on Saturday to get busy, because you can actually get a lot done. And we actually do see creative energy here as well. And you may be able to liberate yourself or do something that's really engaging and exciting, okay? All right, let's now look at a week from today, next Sunday. Revise. Knight of Swords slow down when reversed. In the upright position, they're one of the fastest moving cards, but she's slowing down, and again, some of that planning and writing, she's going back and saying, well, how about this? Or maybe I want to take a change in direction. So it can be like a 90-degree angle or something, and you're saying, let's go over here, or let's go over there, or maybe you're going to go back and finish something else. You're allowed to slow down and make sure that it's kind of like when you're at a stop sign, you look both ways before going forward. The Knight of Swords is very much that. Is anything coming this way? Is anything coming that way? Wait, do I want to go this direction instead? Okay? Listen more than you speak. It's hard, but try. And then if you don't understand something, of course, ask. Let's quickly review highlights and challenges, and then we'll move on to the elemental forecast. It's pretty manageable this week. I would say the overall takeaway is to slow down and not resist a lot of these positive cards. The highlight could be Wednesday when you step back and just get some perspective. I think today is a highlight because you have an idea that you're kind of sitting on. It's just a matter of embracing with it. The challenge probably Thursday because you want to rush, possibly Monday because there's too many things going on, but it's overall a pretty manageable week. So yay for that. We'll celebrate the little things. Let's go ahead and take a look now at the elements and see what's coming forth. All right. We'll do this little deck. Let's move this up so we have some space. Okay. So here we go. Fire, earth, air, and water. Okay, let's start off first with fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Take care of yourself. We have the Ten of Swords coming through. It doesn't have to be something like we see in the scene here. Usually it's a full stop. It's like, I've had enough. It can just be that. And so sometimes it's the straw that breaks the camel's back. So there's one last thing and you're very clear on the next step. So the elevated version of the Ten of Swords is something comes to a close and it's easy to let it go. Be mindful of communication in the week ahead. Ten of Swords has a tendency sometimes to go more towards the argumentative or be hurt just with criticism, and realize everybody has an opinion. Everyone thinks they can do it better. Everyone thinks you could do something better. And, at some point you just have to let it go. Take care of yourself and don't work to an extreme. Let's say everything's good. You may just be a perfectionist. And the Ten of Swords comes through reminding you that your energy in the universe may be infinite, but the body does need rest. It does need fuel. It does need love. And make sure that you're giving it all of those balanced energies as well. Okay? And then finally, don't take the bait. In the Light Seers deck, which we'll be looking at a little bit later, the Ten of Swords has a woman walking away from it and just saying, I've been there, I've done that, I'm not going to do it. So you may be way beyond even having to do the Ten of Swords. You just see something like an accident waiting to happen and you just go in another direction. That's why we had that Knight of Swords reversed. It's to avoid this sort of thing, okay? And I think that's pretty much it. In communication, elevate. If someone is angry, pause and check in with them. It's the thing they expect the least. Say, how is everything going? What's good? This isn't like you. Are you all right? Check in on their well-being rather than immediately meeting fire with fire. Appropriate for fire signs. I think you've got this. I really feel like it's an avoidable thing. So just tune in and don't take the bait. That's the main takeaway there. All right, earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Pretty good week here with the Three of Pentacles, if I can hold the card up here. So a lot of creative energy coming forth. This is a perfect card for mastering whatever it is that you're trying to do. So if you take on something to learn, you have a good chance of really mastering that skill. It's a great card for writers, and it can be any kind of writing from creative to technical. So, and it can also even be legal, just putting things into written format. So this is a really good time to do all of that. Also, some of you may be, the one thing that's missing in this card, with exception to the little cat, which is not a typical part of this, is partnership. Normally on the Three of Pentacles, you see two other people. They could be checking documents. They could be making sure everything is good, but there's partnership and there's also recognition. So it feels like you might be working a little bit in a silo this week. So make sure that you're meeting up with friends, with family, with peers. Make sure that you're getting feedbacks. This is really important for those of you that are at school or working. And get the constructive criticism earlier than later, because if you work and get it all finished and then there's something back at page 2 that you have to finish of a 100-page document, it's really frustrating if everything else relied on that. So check in frequently with others. Partnership is definitely a part of this, and it's kind of missing in this illustration. But you can get a lot of work done this week and it feels like you're going to be fine. So that's just more of a cautionary note, make sure you check in, make sure you understand what you're doing. Good week for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Let's move on to the air signs. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You've got this. We have the Empress energy coming forth. The main thing here is just to take control. Do whatever it is that you need to do. You're the best person to make this happen. Make sure that you show up. Make sure that you set the tone. This is a great creative card. And in the very corner of this, lo and behold, we have a little rabbit. He's kind of hard to see. Right there. Anyway, so I feel like for many of you, a fast-paced week where there's a lot of things that you need to manage, or maybe a lot of people coming to you for assistance. Make sure that you're also putting the nurturing energy towards yourself. If you want to launch, birth, or create something this week as well, yes, this is the time to do it, okay? Very good energy, one of the top power cards that you can get. Finally, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, another fantastic divine feminine energy. We have the Queen of Pentacles coming forth, and normally I believe she has the rabbit, even though there's a dog on this card, so more rabbits, and because the Queen of Wands has the black cat. But anyway, this is a great week also for you to create some things. Now, this is connected to money, to core relationships, and also to like the house. Anything that you're creating, you really want to have a stake in it. Make sure that your voice is heard, that your presence is seen, and you can make something happen here. I definitely feel good energy there with respect to creative endeavors and money. So if you need to talk about your money, or if you need to change up your schedule, Queen of Pentacles is your card, and you have what it takes to do that. Now, you're water, so you want to get a little bit more grounded. Pepper in the emotions, but really stick to the facts when you're trying to get something done or get someone to understand what you're doing, okay? Overall, pretty decent week. The only sort of set of signs that need to focus a little bit is fire, and I think it's mostly not to take the bait. I know, easier said than done, but hopefully it helps. All right, we're going to get into special topic territory next. And this is embracing the star and basically figuring out, am I on track? And if not, how do I get on track? Good question. Okay, so one thing that I might do here is I'm going to put a little poll out, and you can tell me if you want me to do the special topic or kind of look at some other stuff. So I'll just ask, not special topic, but like expanded forecast. So I'm going to say, do you want the expanded forecast, or do you just want me to, or just in the flow? I have strange capitalization on this. Don't worry, I just want to keep going. So just let me know. And basically, this will be a way, if you want me to look at other things as I'm doing the reading, I'll do it if we get a lot of yeses. Because I've gotten some feedback that some of you have enjoyed me not always doing the expanded forecast for this, so you just let me know. Okay. In the meantime, I'm just going to pull the main spread and the catalyst, and then we'll decide if we need to expand. Close your eyes, again, connecting to the sun, to your own power, to the earth itself, calling in angels, spirit guides, and ascended masters. Let's see where you are. Are you on track? And if I do the expanded forecast, I'll specifically look at how it's tracking to the soul's path. Okay. Yeah, so yes means do it, no means in the flow. If I need to redo the poll, let me know. All right. Here, I'm going to redo it because many of you are confused, so cancel. Hold on. I'll just do what I want to do. It's all right. It's too much work to get it working on this one, so sorry about that because too many of you are confused and I don't want to waste too much time on that. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a combination of the two. So in the expanded, what I'm going to do is pull the expanded to see if you're on path, and if you're, and depending on the card, we're not going to go deep into each one like all five, looking for a job, all that. Well, instead, I'm just going to pull the main topics and then decide where I want to go. So it'll be a blended approach of both. So executive decision time. Because I saw it was pretty split anyway, so I'm going to do a little bit of both. We'll all be happy, okay? Everyone gets their way. Because I saw some of you hit the wrong button. I realized it was could have been worded better. Okay, there we go. Now, let's begin with your catalyst card for this very special topic. So we have a dragonfly. It's in reverse. It basically says illusion, lightness, and shifting. So we're trying to see through illusion. It's actually okay for it to be reversed because in that situation, it's kind of like the moon reversed or the devil reversed. It's not going to work, right? So also, there may have been an illusion in your life that has been shattered, like your own sort of ideal, or whether it was a person or it was a place or it was a job, you thought it was something, and then that epiphany, that aha moment, we saw today coming through, right, with the Ace of Wands. The light bulb lights up and you're like, oh, actually it was this all along. The wizard behind the curtain. So as inconvenient as it might be to embrace the truth, embrace it. I was a couple of readings. I did 2 yesterday. I'll be doing a few each day to get it done by Tuesday, by the way. But I saw a lot of like 2 of Swords and 8 of Swords coming through. Many times they were reversed. So it is this sort of resistance somewhere between accepting it and just kind of like, I don't want to see it. So we want to accept it. That's really what I'm seeing here. Dragonflies are very cool because they have the ability to change direction. I've studied them as totems before. So they fly pretty quickly. They can dart around. You've probably seen them do that. And so one thing that you can do in this week and even month ahead is shift directions quickly if you need to. Take it from me. You can actually make change happen fast. The thing that might be missing right now is levity or lightness. So that comes from fun, hanging out with people that you love, just doing things that create that sense of irreverence. And then there could be a resistance to change, to shifting. But just what I was talking about, this is one of my favorite totems. I love dragonflies, I love hummingbirds, and I love ladybugs. Those are 3 very powerful symbols that represent luck and the ability to transform and the ability to make things happen. So you can do it. I also love that there's a translucence to the wings. So again, seeing through things. That's the illusion piece that's being revealed and removed, hopefully, so that now you can see things as they truly are. Okay? Let me take a drink and then let's look at this spread and see what's coming through. Okay. Overall, the cards are good. If you see here, there's no sort of lower frequency or challenging cards, except for the moon, but the moon can actually be interpreted as a positive card depending. But most of these cards are good. No devil, no tower, no 10 of swords. I don't believe that there's any bad cards. I think there are some more challenging ones. We're okay. This is death and rebirth. That is not a challenging card. It's just showing me that something's changing. So I feel like the overall temperature for all of this looks pretty good. A change of who's in charge, who's the boss. That's kind of interesting. But let's get to the Emperor first and foremost. So this Emperor is super strategic. He's holding a chess piece there. He's figuring out not just what this move is, but like 2 or 3 moves from now. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. So that is one of the things that you can do right now to change things up. If you're traditionally someone who kind of just goes with the flow, in this week, it's going to be more important to be strategic and to think, okay, this is what I want, but this is what I need. How can I find something in the middle if need be? And what am I going to do a week, a month, a year from now? At least if you can get that far out. If you can go further, go for it. But think a couple steps ahead, just like you would in chess, so you can line up all of the chips and create the synchronicity, or at least get ready for the synchronicity. The other thing here is I actually don't mind that he's kind of relaxed and passive. This is going to help you for those of you that are on like a first date or an interview, or you're trying to just make something happen. When you're relaxed, when you're calm, you can perceive more, and you're also received better by the other party. They're like, oh, this person just seems this is the right person. I got a good feeling from them. So practicing your meditation techniques to release energy like fear or anxiety, and just think, I'm here. I've showed up. I've done the work. The rest is kind of up to the powers that be. There's only so much that I can affect. I'm here. I did my part. Then you can kind of sit there and say, let's see where it goes from here. If it's meant to be, it will be. If it's not, I'm not going to force it. I've learned over time to very much trust my guides. When I force something, it isn't worth it. So don't force it. That's the main thing with this. And turn your energy and your power towards things that are worthy of it. And then crossing this card, we have change, death. Now, what I love about what the death card is doing here is it's touching 10 and 9 of cups. So this is friends, family, loved ones. This is dream fulfillment. When you change up what we just talked about, kind of like you have more power than you think. You also have the power to walk away. Lean into your power. This starts to open up new things. And this is your time to reap the rewards. So I look at this, it's literally a reaper, right? But it can be a positive reaping, right? I have worked very hard, and now I'm going to, that's what this would normally be like if you're harvesting something. I'm going to reap the rewards of the hard work. And now things are going to change for the better. It's just change. If the reason that they put the angel of death on here is it evokes a feeling. It makes you pay attention. But if it were just called change, transformation, you had a butterfly on it, it's the same sort of thing, right? But death is important. There's a reason they used this word on it, because in order to allow the birth, rebirth, or creation of something, one door needs to close. Something needs to fall out. 2 of Pentacles is a choice. Death is, it's more imminent. It's saying it's time. Something's long in the tooth. So only you can be the one that kind of steps through it, and it's just a portal. So the shroud disappears and there's something new waiting for you. Are you ready? What is it that's kind of holding you back? Once you know what's holding you back, you can work on that, and then you can step through the door, okay? Patience, not pushing yourself to extremes, very important. Karmically speaking, this is one of the challenges, is getting impatient. So the Temperance Angel typically would have 1 foot on the land, 1 foot on the water, testing the waters, if you will. There's a path behind the angel, and they need to figure out where they're at first. So that's so much in alignment with what I talked about in the first couple sections of this reading. So please make time to do that. The universe speaks subtly. Guides and ancestors and higher self and angels all speak in kind of like a whisper. And you have to slow down long enough to hear the whisper. And so when we get an angelic card, we have 2. We have the angel of death, and then we have the angel here in temperance. So one angel wants you to let go. The other one wants you to slow down. And because then you can take the next step with strategy, which is what we saw in the center card. So far you're very protected. 2 angels right at this first 3 cards of the spread. Okay, now we're looking at the recent past. This is where the compass may start to go in different directions. So we're going to the star, we're going to the soul's path. We're going to stay very aligned to that as I do this reading today. So the 10 of Cups is family and friends. But when it's reversed, it can be family and friends wanting the best for you, but sometimes pushing you into a path that was not one of your own choice, but rather one of their own sort of like want for you, right? So walk your own path, walk your own walk, and with respect, kind of like push back and say, thank you, I appreciate you, but I can't do that. That isn't me, right? You may also be awakening to the desire to want to deepen your either core friendships or core relationships. This can also be the decision to expand the family. What I love about this one is it's kind of a very different vision or version of the 10 of Cups. I love that there's everything under the rainbow that can be under love in a time where that is not always accepted. This is saying be accepting, be open, be welcoming to every possible, even in your own partnership, what you might be pulling in, that it may not be exactly what you expect. So the more open you are, the more options you have. I'll leave it at that. All right, let's look at your crowning card, the moon. So this is the only one that might have a little bit of challenge to it other than accepting the change. So with the moon comes a choice. So normally there's a path between the wolf and the dog, and it is one between what you've been conditioned to do and what you want to do. there's a reason it's in the crowning position, is the key to your happiness and success this month. You have to walk your own path in the middle. I'll use a little bit of instincts. You have to follow some of the rules. You'll know when to bend or to break some of them. You're writing it yourself. You're the director, you're the writer, you're the producer. So I want you to write, direct, and produce your own path here, separate from what was projected by your first core relationship, which is like parents, right? You come through, and those are the two people first that imprint upon you, or your guardian if you have one parent. So this is just your chance to show yourself, I can do this. Fears and anxieties often come through. Instead of the lobster in the water, we just see the person kind of sinking under the emotions. So one breath, one day, one step at a time. And it is a very emotional time. This year has been a very emotional start to the year for a myriad of reasons, which we don't need to get into in this reading. So take care of yourself. And if you need help coping with some of the things going on in your life or around you, please do that. What I see, though, is a really big moon that is able to help you navigate. Remember, the moon is a reflection and a projection. It doesn't have its own light source. It is reflecting sunlight. So be the light. That's really what the moon teaches us too. Don't reflect it, be it. It comes through to help us see what we need to see, but you're the light. Okay? So you have the power, you have the insight, walk your own path. Then we have wish fulfillment coming through in the near future. But we also have highs and lows. So the Nine of Cups, as illustrated here, is euphoric. She's jumping for joy. There's, all these wonderful things happening. There's a chest of treasure beneath her, like best day ever. You reverse the card, and sometimes it's like, oh my God, the sky is falling. So can we try, if possible this week, to avoid those extreme highs and lows? Or at least if we're going through one of the extreme highs and lows, know that just like a heartbeat, it's going to continue to go up and down, just like the stock market, just like about everything in life. There's going to be cycles and circles, and you don't want to kind of get caught in one punctuated point. Now, let's look at this in the most elevated form. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, meaning that your dreams are coming true. There could be an opportunity this week, maybe a synchronicity. I don't really believe in serendipity. I believe in synchronicity. There are no accidents or happy accidents. There are opportunities that arise. So you might meet one of those, and your own sense of this isn't happening or this can't be steps in and fogs it up, and it might take longer than it needs to. So if something good is happening, just embrace it. If something not so good happens, then say tomorrow's a new day. It's a clean slate. Let me see what I can garner from this. I'll take what I can. I'll leave what I don't need. I'm going to move forward. And that's really how you can be successful with this. But I really feel like a wish wants to be fulfilled. And if we can lean into some of the stuff here at the true cross of this here, the intersection, where change is in the middle of this cross, you're fine. So leaning into change allows you to fulfill your dream. Now let's take a look at you. It's a wonderful card for you. So we have Empress energy coming forth. I love that the world is there as the pregnant belly. So there's a possibility right now for you to create something wonderful. You're the best person to make this happen. So entrepreneurial energy absolutely is coming forth with this card. And it's saying take care of yourself. I love that she has wings as well. So this is a time to spread your wings, use your voice, and step into something new, especially if you have a desire to, again, start a business or do something on your own. Independent, it doesn't have to always just be an entrepreneur, but like independence is definitely a piece of this. Birthing, creating, and even, yes, some of you might be stepping into beginning a new family. So we have, this can be pregnancy. This is house, the home, the relationship. I also see it over here. This can be a big change. So definitely some of you are going into something big and something new. A core partnership, a core creation, something of that nature. It's exciting, it's scary. It's also exactly what your soul is calling in. So you sign up for it on a soul level, just go for it. In the environment, it's pretty good. It's very good. Like energy attracts like energy. So I always look at this as a reflection of what you need to work on. And I feel like you're okay right now. We have King of Pentacles energy coming through. Loyalty is a piece in this particular illustration that isn't always there, but In the upright position, this is a generous card. So there is someone in your periphery that is exuding generosity or grounding energy. It doesn't have to just be money. It could be wisdom. It could be the ability to get you into the calm state and help you overcome the Nine of Cups reversed. And it's also just reminding you to ground even more. Could be a new job. Could be a chance to land something stable in a relationship. Maybe there's possibility for money or stability in some other way, shape, or form, but I like this in the environment. What you want to think about is there anything holding you back from engaging with that and saying, yeah, let's do this, or thank you very much. So it feels like there's a helping hand. That's what I'm kind of picking up on there. All right. We have another ace. We saw one for today when I was doing the 7-day forecast. Now we're seeing it in hopes, fears, and opportunities. Again, it's like don't overthink. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't overthink. And we have like the math meme going through the card there as well, where there's all those different things that might be happening. Take it one step at a time. It's like planning a trip. You do one thing. Okay, we'll start here. I'll get this hotel. I'll get the flight. Then I'll find the hotel. So you're just taking it one step at a time. You don't throw it all in at once and freak out. So that would be my advice here: is slow, steady, and like one step at a time. Now there's a rabbit hole that kind of reminds me of the spiral staircase of sometimes it can be a really good one where you go deep into a topic and you learn an amazing amount, but it can also be a fear spiral where you just start to worry about, well, what about this and what about that, and oh my God. So the grounding energy right beneath it is super important. And then I like the boldness in here because it kind of reminds me of a ram too, coming out. So be bold with your ideas, trust in what's coming through. And I feel like this is a really good week and month for insight. Now we have an upright magician here, and anything is possible. Focus and believe. When the magician is upright, that's really all I have to remind you. Focus and believe. Have some fun. Magic works better when you believe it. It can still work if you don't, but it doesn't really work as well. So believe that it's possible. And then just have some fun. Do something really creative. So one thing that I'm seeing here for many of you, because that's kind of like the true north on many levels, is make sure that you feel passionate, that you feel excited, that you feel like you're creating something of worth. Okay. So we're going to do the expanded forecast here, but in my own sort of however I want to go away. So it'll be in the flow, but still kind of organized in these categories. I feel like this is a happy medium. I'm doing a lot of fun stuff as I'm traveling, including mixing up the format from week to week because we need change. It's a new year. It's 2025. And it's all the old rules are out the window. All right, let's start off with health, mind, body, and spirit. All right, in this area, we have a Hierophant energy coming through, and it reminds you, in no uncertain terms, you have the key to your own happiness and success. It is about taking that key and saying, I'm done with this. I'm going to lock that door. I'm going to open this door. And that is the sort of revolving door that is death and rebirth. It was either Virgo or Libra that I just talked to, because I did them both in the same day. But I was talking about the revolving door. And so this is very much coming through for all of us right now too. So that's how I view this. If there is something that came to a close or has stopped, it's only for a half step. It's only for, maybe a half month or something. And then things start to really move in a new and exciting trajectory. But if you need to, we don't have the 5 of Cups here, but if you need to mourn or if you need to let something go emotionally, please do that. Sometimes that's necessary. Create your own organizational path too. So we don't have a gatekeeper here. You are the gatekeeper. You are the disruptor. I know I talked to a recent sign about disruption. We're not even in business, but it's coming through again. So don't be afraid to disrupt the norm and do something that feels right for you, okay? Just generally looking at this, and I might pull a clarifying card because we don't have to go too deep and it gives me some freedom. Changing up your routine is really important with just general health and fitness. Avoiding excess, not overworking, not over drinking, not doing anything to excess is important with the 9 of Cups. Having better boundaries, we're not even in relationships, but it's important for health, but having better boundaries with your family and your friends, saying no a little bit more is really important. Slow down, don't overthink, Spend some time clearing up your living space and making it feel comfortable. Really lean into your intuition. So three of the most, well, there's a lot of magical intuitive cards, but the Moon and the Magician are pretty tuned in. This is instinct, and this is your intuition. So really focus on developing that, because that's going to also help you figure out what's healthier in your life. Okay, so I'm going to pull a clarifying card here. So since we're doing this realignment, I'm going to ask, where are you out of alignment in health? Okay, so we have the Fool coming through. For some of you, you're not moving enough. We can literally take this as an opportunity to like take a walk. For some of you, you may be walking away from a problem without fixing it. So 8 of Cups is better. You can get perspective, but you have to, I want you to, before you walk away from something, make sure that all the loose ends have been tied, that there's no anchors holding you back, so that you can truly be unencumbered. Even though that's what the Fool is, it's movement, it's fresh starts, all of that. But I have a caveat, because musically in my mind, there was an old song from the 80s from Ace of Base, but like, don't walk away. Like there's something that you need to figure out first, that when I saw this card, that it kind of came through. The guides were playing jukebox in my head. All right, so I'm going to ask, to realign, what can you do? And then we'll move on to the next category. Yeah, it's just take control and take responsibility and be accountable. And also lead by example. There may also be a little bit of parental healing that needs to be done. And so this is a great time to step into that power as well. Okay? All right. Let's go into the next section. We're going to look at wealth, which is resources, life, purpose, and career. It's really interesting because lots of synchronicities. It's kind of cool. I shifted because I had to travel and I couldn't have all my oracle decks. I'm like, I'll just use different tarot decks. Now I'm seeing like lots of synchronicities when the same ace will come up or something like that. So very interesting. So we're looking at wealth, and we're seeing that it's important to, if something, it hasn't been followed through, to circle it and say, if I haven't done it, when am I going to do it? If someone else hasn't done it, did they understand, or are they just trying to avoid it? So making sure that everybody's sticking to their end of the bargain is what I see with this. And let's ask the question too, where are you in or out of alignment here? Okay, so I feel like for many of you, you're sitting on a decision. It's kind of like we talked about earlier. There is a knowing, like, I know I want to do this. I don't know how I want to do it. So you're like half the way there. So we're looking now just broadly at everybody, whether you are, working or own your own company, or, retired or a student. There's something big that needs to change. We don't have to go into every subcategory. I'm going to go a little higher up so we can do some more in the flow later. So definitely figure out, it feels like you know that you want to do it, but it's the how and the when. So that's why we want to do some of the planning. Legal matters may be coming up in all things related to your career and your money. This can be estate planning too, and taxes and all those things. So let's just make sure that everything that needs to be done from a financial perspective is 100%, sort of like to code and expectation. Is there anything you can do to get to that next level? Okay. Ask for help. So an Ace of Pentacles in reverse is actually powerful. It's saying, I want or I need this. I want some help here. I need some clarity. Or I'm not getting paid enough. This person's doing the same job as me. I've outperformed them. What's going on? Because we had a legal card here too. And then also, if people are constantly taking from you, let's say you are retired or volunteering or something, this is also saying, okay, I need a little support in this area. I'm constantly showing up here. Can you help me with this? So balancing the scales. Okay, I got it. Making sure that it is truly as close to 50-50 as possible, or that at least more often than not, it averages out, because we're all going to have times where we give or we take, right? So yeah, recalibrating, asking, and also redlining and circling where the sort of insufficient energy might exist when it comes to resources, because wealth, it's time, energy, money, attention, love, all that stuff. It kind of fits in there. Everything that you can give and receive. I think we got everything we need there. We'll do some more in the flows later. I want to kind of keep the pace. It feels good. Let's go into love and relationships. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands on this one. Things are moving quickly. So what I see with this one is don't lose track of yourself. And a lot of times with this, it's about, if you need to slow down and connect with other people, please do that as well, okay? I feel like so much can happen right now. I got the same sort of Eight of Wands energy in another reading where together a lot is possible. So teamwork is coming through. We're kind of now grafting together the wealth and love categories a bit. So teamwork makes the dream work. So if you can really lean on one another, you can solve a problem together. Let's just look at everything going on in relationships right now. I feel like this one can use a little bit of, well, actually, you know, this death and rebirth card can be applied to everything. Major changes. Some of you, when we were looking at career, it might be time for a change. In relationships, same thing. It's feeling like in this moment in time, changes is your key to success. What I see in relationships, again, is peeling yourself away from what is expected, allowing yourself to trust in the creative process and not overthink too much. And I really do feel like you're set up for success no matter which category you fall into. So lots of great energy here. I will break it down a little bit in this area, just 3 cards on this. So if you're in a relationship, what do you need to do to align? So that's how I'm going to ask it here. You need the distance. This is what I was talking about. Here's your traditional Eight of Cups. So even in a really good relationship, sometimes you just need a little bit of space, and it can be a single activity. One of you goes to a yoga class. One of you reads a book. One of you drives the car somewhere and, runs an errand. A little bit of space to figure out where you're at in the equation. This can also be a trip together away from your normal routine. So we're somehow disconnecting from the norm, and either maybe it's a little bit of both, on your own and then together, sort of like disconnecting from the normal structures. So a vacation or a holiday could also assist here. Second chances, if you've always meant to say or do something with the partner, now is the chance to do it. I think the biggest challenge is letting emotions get in the way of communication, because we have heightened emotions here and we have sharp communication here. So just be mindful and be calm before you have a core conversation. But otherwise, they're pretty good cards. I really like the Emperor and I like the King of Pentacles. They're pretty evenly matched. Strong energy. Past life karma coming through for sure. Okay, if you are looking for love, let's see what's coming through here. Again, it may not come in the package that you were expecting. 4 of Cups. There's a little cup off to the side, but he's focusing on only what's in front of him. If you're looking for love, 4 of Cups is someone flirting across the room and you're not paying attention. Or people are dropping the hint of the century. Do you ever know, like, the REM song Losing My Religion was about, like, having a crush? I've said too much, I haven't said enough, I'm losing my mind is kind of what it meant. So yeah, pay attention and don't get in your headspace too much. And if you try to engage with someone else and they're not interested, take it for what it is. There's something out there that really does want to connect. Pay attention to where the energy is mutual. That's the important thing. Don't force the connection for sure. What kind of partner are you bringing in? Someone where it would just be immediately obvious. So once you look around a little bit and tune in, if you lock gazes and feel that mutual spark, yes, it may be an earth sign, okay? And if you do find love right now, it could get serious fast because it feels like they've been wanting to find a partner for a while, this other person. So are you ready for that? Think about that. Okay, for those that are single and happy, let's take a look and see what's coming through here. Sorry, this deck is cute, but it's hard to shuffle. All right, single and happy. Yeah, good for you. I got the Lovers. Guess what? People are attracted to you nonetheless. This is a great time for you to put your energy into anything you'd like. The Lovers is good in business, it's good in friendship, it's good in life in general, and you still may meet somebody, even though you thought, I'm done with that. Because ironically, or more appropriately, I should say, the law of detachment is super strong when you're like, I'm good, I don't need anything. And the universe is like, well, how about this? So there might be a new friendship coming in at the very least. Let's go to destiny. Okay. So in destiny, we have the Two of Swords. And it's kind of interesting here because we see an eclipse, the corona of the sun coming through. And so what it reminds me is that something may not be obvious right now, but it's momentary. I've never been fortunate enough to be in the totality of an eclipse, like the full eclipse, but it doesn't last long. It's minutes long, right? And sometimes when we're unable to see the answer, we focus so much on, I don't know, instead of just letting it go and seeing what comes to you energetically, intuitively, emotionally, because the eclipse is just going to pass the third eye for a second. So I feel like something isn't obvious now, but that's what it is. There's like an eclipse here, and then the other thing is when you can't see what you want, you see other things. That's what an eclipse does. It helps us see the outer sort of area of the sun, the corona. So you may be asked to focus on something else right now. You want this, but this is more important. So the universe is like, sorry, we're not going to show you that right now. Go inward and look at what's around you. Be inquisitive, pay attention. There are other things that need to come to the surface in this moment in time. So now let's just go full in the flow. And I'm just going to kind of intuitively pick up on some things that I want to help you with today, maybe like 3 or 4, and I'll go from there. Okay, so the first one is, how do you let go? Because of our center card, how do you let go? So I'm going to go back to this larger deck just because it's easier to shuffle. And I'm going to ask, how can we lean into the energy of death and rebirth? All right, so on how you let go, we have Knight of Cups in the upright position. So being able to be passionate about something and share that passion and live that passion can help. Being around somebody who is loving and supportive can help. Art and creative endeavors can help because it's all going to allow you to feel safe. It's all going to allow you to process. But I'm also just getting that there's something really good on the other side. And the sooner you get there, the sooner you get to this. So yeah, it's just encouragement to explore a little bit, okay? I do love that there's a little love note there. So one thing you can also do is put together like a little journal of gratitude of where you're at, even the challenging situations and challenging people, gratitude for that. Let's see what else as we're looking at this spread I might be able to clarify for you. Oh, patience. How can you become more patient? Planning. You're like, Nicholas, that seems antithetical to it. Planning and dreaming, because it's what the universe is actually saying here is it's not about getting to the destination. It can be anticlimactic. It is the process of dreaming and realizing. That is the excitement. It's like, oh my gosh, this is happening. That's the moment, not that this has happened, because then you're at the top going down the hill. It's the buildup. So the patience is like, let's just drink it in. Let's enjoy this. It's like people that want to keep holiday lights up for another week or two after the new year. It's because let's drink it in a little bit. Let's enjoy that. Let's not let it go too fast. So there'll be plenty of time once you're there to kind of say, I did it, but like just enjoy the steps in the process and really get into the dreaming and the what ifing. And don't like let go of the dream. Don't settle. Like try to really put energy into going for that top option, whatever that might be. What can we do to help you not go to extremes? Have somebody else give you some perspective because you're too attached to a situation to see it. This is the reality. This is the fear. This is what's going on in the mind. So a third party, objective third party, can help you get beyond that and help you not get too big or too small based on what's going on energetically. Okay? And I feel like we're good. I feel like this was a perfect amount to look at. And now one last thing is I'm going to just pull, where are you headed? Do you know where you're going to? Let's pull one more card. Where are you headed? Helping you get to that GPS, the star alignment. What is this all about? What's this week about? What's the soul energy trying to bring you to? Okay. It's saying you're fine. Just take the first step. All you have to do this week is take a step, if not a few. You have 7 days. You could take 7 steps towards the star. And it is not bringing too much baggage to each of those steps and not worrying too much as you're going through that. And just letting it go if you can. Each step, each breath, one at a time, not overthinking. All right, let's do a brief meditation, and then I'll pull one final card. So in this meditation, I'd like you to close your eyes. I love that we saw that beautiful rainbow energy. So imagine, if you will, that you are at the end of a rainbow. And instead of it just kind of ending in a pot of gold, the rainbow starts to swirl and move around you. And almost like a map, the different colors start to trace out opportunities in love, in career, in development, in happiness and health. I'd like you just to put your hands on the mist that is the rainbow and receive the sense that it will be okay. All paths are leading to something bigger, better, and brighter. Allow all the colors of the rainbow to also be absorbed into your auric field, because it does represent red, orange, yellow, blue, green, violet, indigo. It's all the colors that you would be able to see there. It aligns with all your chakras. So put your hands on that rainbow, and wherever the healing needs to happen in your body, emotional, mental, something different, whatever, metaphysical, let the energy be released. Let the rainbow go in and do its work. Take 2 or 3 deep breaths, breathing in the light, exhaling the sort of like cobwebs, the smoke, the deeper, darker stuff that no longer serves, that no longer helps you on this path, until you are bright and you are shining like a spectrum with all the colors of the rainbow. When you're ready, plant your feet on the ground, open your eyes, and let's turn our thoughts to a final question for today. Okay, so letting go. Once more is coming through. If you ask me a yes or no question, this would be no. But it's pretty easy why. It's because it's not enough. 4 of Pentacles tends to be a sort of stingy minor arcana card. So if you're looking at a relationship, if you're looking at an opportunity, if you're looking at payment, it's not enough. I can't even say like with this, like 5 of Pentacles, it might be break even, but not really. 6 of Pentacles is more than enough, and it's okay. But 4 of Pentacles, they can do better. They can try better. They can do more. So something better is awaiting for you. There could also be someone that's just not forthcoming. They don't want to give you the same level of frankness, of honesty, of commitment. So I do feel like you can do better. Now for yourself, for an aspect of your own personality, this is saying, let go of the devil you know, let go of the convenient option, let go of things that are not giving you what you need. You don't have to do it overnight. You don't have to do it today. But you're going to start to strategically walk the path, because that was your center card. Move towards change. One step, one move at a time. Don't rush. Take your time. Work your magic. Avoid going to extremes. Never second guess your ability to manifest. You've got this. It's a good week. Most of the cards are very, very manageable, and I hope that this helped you get back on path. Let's wrap things up here. First things first, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. It's been out for about a week or so, a week and a half. If you haven't checked it out, it's on the main channel page. It's also available wherever you get your podcasts, but the only video version is here on YouTube. And that's the one that supports the channel the most. So if you want to help, you can watch that. But if it's more convenient to watch elsewhere, just like and rate it too. Give it a high rating, and that helps other people find it. So thank you. If you would like to show support here, you can also subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. I do a lot of different kinds of videos, daily, weekly, monthly, special topics, podcasts, lunar readings. You can catch what you want. But like and subscribe. Give me a follow on social media as well so that you never miss out on any sort of news or information. It's always my full name, Nicholas Ashbaugh, on all the major platforms, nicholasashbaugh.com on Blue Sky, and that's also my website. And if you want to show some support, we'll get into this in just a second with super chat, super stickers, and memberships. You can definitely do that here. Just a quick reminder that I do not give any sort of private readings, nor do I use direct messages. All right, let me say thanks to all the members, the newest members, and those that might be returning. So let me just pull this to the main screen here. Welcome to or welcome back to the following people. Isabella, Sandy, Karen, let's see, Susan, Saints and Sushi, Laura, Mary Jones, E. Demew, and Teresa. And now let's take a look at those that gave back with super stickers or super chat. Let's see what's going on here. So many people. Thank you very much. Lucy, Schoolhouse Intuitive, Mark, Jackie, Jazzy Cat, Heather, Mark again. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. Christy, Monica, and Amitabha. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. Let me see. I'll try one more time. It just takes a couple of approaches here sometimes. YouTube needs to make this portion easier. Here we go. So for those that did stick around, thank you very much. 5 memberships to all of you. And I can't choose that. It's completely random. So there you go. Let's bring up Apollo for the end of this, and then we'll wrap up. By the way, this is my last week at this location. I'll be traveling next week. I'll be traveling probably throughout this month until the last week of February. So you may see 2 or 3 changes over the course of the next couple of weeks. I may have to change my quality because the internet connection may not be as stable there. So thanks for your patience. All right, Apollo. Hey, buddy. Let's say goodbye to everybody. I know. Oh, such a good boy. All right, folks, thank you for a lovely reading. Wishing you all the best now and always. Take care of yourselves and stay safe. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you as well to Dakota for your help in moderating. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.